Hey everyone, Salesforce has some interesting ideas about artificial intelligence, and I know many of you investors are looking at potential AI stocks you can consider. So let's take a deeper look inside what Salesforce thinks about AI, how it's planning to benefit from the rising effectiveness of AI, and answer if Salesforce is an excellent AI stock to add to the portfolio. So let's jump right in. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now. So Salesforce saying that as they talk to CEOs around the world, the CEOs are telling Salesforce that they want three things. First, they want more productivity, and they want more productivity through the fundamental augmentation of their employees through artificial intelligence. In other words, other enterprises are trying to get more productivity out of each employee. It's not that they want to replace employees with artificial intelligence. It's that they want each employee to be more productive using artificial intelligence. So that's really one of the fundamental boosts for artificial intelligence right now is trying to get more out of your workers, trying to get more out of your organization using artificial intelligence. So the second thing that Salesforce is seeing is that they want higher customer value relationships or higher value customer relationships. And the final thing is higher margins. But let's take the second one first. Let's take a look at higher value customer relationships. Well, using artificial intelligence, you can gain more insights about your customers, what they want, what they need, when they need it, how they need it, and tailor your offerings based on those insights. That's what organizations are also trying to develop, is those higher value customer relationships. Initially, it seems like it's coming through more so as customer service costs coming down. I've seen a lot of companies implement these artificial intelligence chatbots, and for the most part, they are terrible. I don't know if you've used any of these customer service chatbots. They're pretty much awful in trying to answer your question, trying to get you what you want, answering something about the company. Bank of America stands out to me as one of the worst in terms of AI chatbots. Couldn't even answer simple questions I was interested in about the local branch. Several other companies, they're just really, really bad. But companies want to have better relationship management with that. And eventually, I think if they spend enough time and energy and effort, they can build out those chatbots to be incredibly valuable. If they can put enough data into that chatbot that can answer the customer queries, that can be incredibly vital for organizations worldwide, right? Imagine, how much time savings and how much double-sided benefit there is to that, right? If you have to call in to a company to speak to somebody, you're annoyed because it's taking several minutes before you reach a customer service representative, right? Long gone are the days where you dial a number and after one or two rings, a human being picks up and you can ask the person a question and you're on your way after a few seconds. Those days are long gone. Nowadays, we have customer relationship where you call in, the automated system asks you 7 questions, misunderstands your answer, and you're on the phone for 3 or 4 minutes before you get to a human being, and then they ask you all the same questions that the automated service just asked you. Overall, it's just an awful experience, right? Now imagine if a company had this higher value chatbot, this AI chatbot that can answer your question effectively. Not only are you happier with the customer service, but the company doesn't have to pay the employee to answer your call and to go through the process of serving your query. So it's a double-sided benefit if companies can solve this. And so far, I have not seen companies do this effectively. The best one I've seen so far is from Amazon. Their automated chatbot is pretty effective. But other than that, I haven't seen any. I haven't engaged with any chatbots that are effective. Maybe you know of some, you can maybe comment down below and I'll check those out. But that's what Salesforce is seeing now. So the company goes on to say that these AI models, they could be considered very confident liars producing misinformation and hallucinations. And this I found to be very common. Like I mentioned earlier, these chatbots are not effective. They confidently give you bad information, or they confidently give you poor answers. And so these AI models are not really workable for enterprises. They haven't really found just yet a way to work these in a consumer-facing fashion that's effective. For now, the most effective product we've seen from AI is OpenAI's ChatGPT, and we haven't really seen more and more enterprises having a consumer-facing AI model that's effective. Now, internally, they might have AI models that they're using, implementing, and benefiting from, but in terms of consumer-facing, ChatGPT is the most well-known, the most popularized large language model. But the Salesforce management team rightly seeing that enterprises need to have the same capabilities that are captivating consumers, those amazing things, but they need to have it with trust, and they need to have it with security. And that's not an easy thing to do. Customers now, after having seen what OpenAI can do with ChatGPT, they go onto a company's website, like for instance, I mentioned earlier, Bank of America. You go onto their website, you expect them to be able to answer these simple things, but they're unable to. It's not an easy thing to do because Bank of America, they're constrained with a lot more regulatory and security concerns, so they can't have that same type of AI model that OpenAI can have with ChatGPT. And so those constraints make it a lot more challenging, a lot more difficult for enterprises. And that's where Salesforce aims to step in here, to step in between that gap and serve that gap and be able to help enterprises utilize their data and come up with consumer-facing products, consumer-facing not just chatbots, but automated email responses, incentive promotions, and being able to craft advertising campaigns, etc., etc. So the company moving on to say, in the enterprise, you need deep integration of data and metadata for AI to understand and deliver the critical insights and intelligence that customers need across their business. That means across sales, service, marketing, commerce, all of it. You've got to get all that data that's in all of these different silos, right? Companies have all of this data, but they're all in different areas and they're not communicating with each other. And it's hard to use data from this silo and this other silo that customer wants to put this together, what data is here and what data is here, to put it together and give the customer a service or an answer. But companies have yet to be able to do that, to bring together those multiple silos and bring that data together in a way that's insightful. So that deep integration of data and metadata, that's what Salesforce does. That's what they're implementing right now. As we speak, they're trying to roll out those products and services so that companies can utilize the data across all of their different silos they operate in. So that could be hugely beneficial. I know I could use that service. I have data across different categories, different services that I'm using. I'm collecting data, and I would like to have insights from all of that different data, but I have one data source in this area and then one data source in this other silo, another data source in another silo, and I don't have an easy way to bring all of that together to drive insightful insights out of that so that I can understand how to best create content, how to create the content that people want to watch, etc., right? So Salesforce is really hitting a niche area, a targeted area, something that businesses, enterprises all across the world are trying to solve because they understand that right now they're not using their data effectively. And so Salesforce saying we are one of the very largest repositories of enterprise data and metadata in the world for their customers. And so that's how Salesforce plans to benefit from this rising effectiveness of AI. And they've shown some progress on this front. Remaining performance obligations is jumping. You can see customers are signing larger and larger contracts with Salesforce. Its profitability is expanding, and it's getting there. It's on the cusp of delivering this. I'm reasonably confident that they're in the right area here. They have the opportunity to capitalize on this And I'm reasonably confident that they will be able to, given their track record of success, given the management's effectiveness. I'm reasonably confident they can capitalize on this. And then finally, their valuation is not expensive. When you're looking at the forward price to earnings ratio, Salesforce is trading at a forward PE of 24. And I mentioned already their effectiveness in growing their profitability, their profit margin over the last decade. I think all of this leads to a stock that investors looking for an AI stock that's in position to capitalize on the booming effectiveness of artificial intelligence. I think Salesforce stock is an excellent choice. So yes, I do think it's one AI stock that people can buy to try and benefit from this rising effectiveness of AI. Before I let you go, let me tell you about the greatest deal on YouTube. With just a click of a button, you can get free financial analysis from a professor with decades of investing experience. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.